For exercise 3, what we wanted you to do first was to create a character vector containing the name of 4 countries and to make at least one of them a duplicate. So to do that, we name our variable country right in the chunk section, the code chunk. We use our variable assignment operator, the arrow sign or the equal sign, and then we use our combine function and we give it the characters that we want. So in this case, I'm going to use UK, US, then another US. So I'm making a duplicate and I'll make another duplicate just because, and I can go ahead and run this. So I can see that this worked because when I looked at my environment tab, I can see that the country variable has been created and it contains the characters UK and US. And of course I have my age and name vectors, which I created in the previous exercise. Now we want you to create a data frame containing all of the vectors that you've created up until now, your name, age, and country vectors. So I can go ahead and we're going to name this df. I'm going to use the variable assignment operator. This time I'm going to use the equal sign. And I'm going to use the function dataframe. So to create a data frame, I need to give it the variable names of the vectors that I've created, which was name, age, and country. So this is going to create a data frame with 3 columns, which have as many rows as there are elements in these vectors. So I go ahead and create this, and I can see that it worked once again, because if I go to my environment tab, I can see under data, there's a data frame called df. Next, we wanted you to use the function summary. So you just call upon your function, given its names, and then you give it the data frame variable name that you want to get a summary of. And you can go ahead and run this, and then we wanted you to check whether it contains a factor. Now we can see here under name that we have a character vector. This is how they show up. Age is a numerical vector, and country is also a character vector. Nothing has been classified as a factor, so there was no factor. So the next step was actually to create one of these columns to make it show as a factor and then to confirm this using summary. So one way you could have done this, and there's a few ways, was to go ahead and rewrite upon the country variable using the function factor and given the vector country, the character vector country. So this is going to overwrite the country variable with the character vector as a factor. Now you can go ahead and run this, but nothing's changed here because this goes in order. So right now we haven't called upon, we haven't updated our data frame, and we also haven't used a summary data frame anew. So what we can do here is once again create the data frame, but this time we're going to give it name, age, and country. But at this point, so remember that R goes through the codes in order. So first it goes through this, then it creates a data frame, whereas we're with country here being a character vector and not a factor. And then it's going to get the summary of this data frame where country is a character vector and not a factor. Then it's going to update country and make it a factor. Then we're going to rewrite our data frame, and this time this country has now been made into a factor. So if we call summary again on df, we're going to get the following. So we're going to get the first summary where country was not a factor, and then once again we're going to get the second summary where country, as you can see, has clearly been made into a factor. The last thing we wanted you to do was to create a list and to call it mylist. So you give it a variable name, use the variable assignment operator, and then to create a list, you use the function list, and you're going to give it name, age, and country. You go ahead and run this, and you can see that your list was created because it's right over here. In this case, it has 3. You were supposed to just do it with name and age, but if you add a country, that's also okay. You can now go ahead and try the next video.